Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama in the paddy wagon with y'all tonight. Did you hear that?
She said y'all. We've been in Texas too long.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. As of yes, today. Today was 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's all it takes.
That's all it takes. She's like an accent parrot. I mean, she just.
It's because I learn languages so well. How's my French these days?
Okay.
So, yeah, anyway. Well, you know what? We've got a fun show for you tonight. What I would like to start tonight with before we play the intro is my apologies for not getting an email out yesterday. My day job has been taking a lot out of me.
Yeah.
So, been kind of busy. But anyway, but I did send 2 last week. I hope y'all opened our second email to get that list of our favorite books about Bigfoot and use those links on Amazon. And if you have not bought your latest Squatch America shirt, you can do it straight from this channel down below.
Yeah. So today's show, we're going to be kind of, I don't know, what's the word?
We've curated another exciting list for you.
Yeah, there we go.
So play the intro.
Alrighty, so we need to say hi to all the usual suspects here.
So we have Uncle Bones, John Milan, Scott Goebel, Michelle Brothers, Renee McCoy, Donna, Angel Nolan, Raptor. I guess we're going to be we're going to see Pyro in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. And the Phenomenon Network, whoever you are.
Whoever you are. So, I got some exciting stuff coming up, but I don't want to jump into that right away. It's just in my head. We've had an exciting week here in
2 weeks.
2 weeks in Whitney, Texas.
Guess what, everyone? The truck has started every time. Every time.
Yeah. So,
knocking on wood there. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you in the house tonight.
So there's that, and apparently having our truck with all the Bigfoot stuff on it, and y'all know we do that so we can get reports. It's you guys know. Too long in Texas. Y'all know we spent we do that so we can get reports from people. Well, apparently
we've had a couple good things.
Having our truck in a small town. I mean, the Whitney's a small town.
1,200 people, 1,500 people.
Yeah. Whitney, Texas is a small town in Texas. Apparently, we caused
quite a ruckus.
Being in this town. The funny thing is there was a local Facebook page. I forgot what it was called. Anyway,
it's like Rants and Raves or something.
Yeah,
something. The local Facebook group.
Local Facebook group took a picture of our truck and when we were parked downtown, and posted it, and then all of a sudden people are bombarding us with questions. Why are you in town? But
with that said, we got free dinner, surprise free dinner.
Yeah.
I was too tired to cook, so we asked around, found a local restaurant, and when we went to pay for the bill, they said, "Oh, someone got your bill for you. Thank you for your service." Now, whether that was the truck or the hat, yeah. I don't know, but I'll take it. Good evening, Galen.
Hi, Galen.
Ben.
So, yeah, so there's that, and then we get a message from the local newspaper. So we went down to the newspaper office yesterday, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah, yesterday, yes.
Yeah, and I did an interview for the local newspaper. That was a lot of fun. And then we started getting the Squatch reports. And so we actually extended our stay another week because we are taking a gentleman who had an eyewitness here locally to some property, because we couldn't find any that was public, but he knows a place where he had his encounter. So we're going to be going out this weekend with him, and then we're going to sit down and interview his 81-year-old uncle who had a sighting
6 years ago.
6 years ago here in Whitney. So look for that coming on Footprint Friday. So
the Phenomenon Network is locked.
Is it? Okay. So they finally nailed your other. Okay, or it's just something new. Well, good on you, Locke. So, well, today we want to. Oh, I forgot to do all the things. Oh my gosh.
What are we supposed to do?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. Well, I don't know what the heck he's doing. He's doing this thing again.
I forgot to share the.
Oh, he's got to do
PowerPoint.
all the settings. Yeah, everyone, he's got a 14-slide PowerPoint tonight. And this is what he has prepared for you.
Yes, we're going to be talking about. Last week we talked about books, and I thought, well, why don't I talk about my favorite Bigfoot documentary videos? Ones that I learned a lot from. When I first was getting into this, I watched every documentary known to man. Some of them I went, yeah, right. And some of them like, wow, that was interesting. And then I started noticing, well, this one says this and this one says this. And which is which. And the other one said, this is a common theme and this is a common theme. So that's where I started being able to interview people basically about Bigfoot from watching these documentaries and listening to people's stories and seeing the common themes in them. So I'm going to share with you guys some of this awesomeness. We're going to start with the one I talked about actually last week as my favorite. And so it's called The Unwanted, with an O, Unwanted Sasquatch. There's a lot of great information in this. They have a lot of interviews with some of the OG Bigfooters back in the day.
I see Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And
John Green.
And Peter Byrne in there?
No. But Dr. Krantz is in there. Yeah. They went back to and found some of his old footage and talked about stuff with him. So this is a phenomenal video. I think you can watch it on like Tubi or, one of those freebies, one of those. But it's a good watch. And Hannah knows when I watch these documentaries, I don't just watch it. I watch it 17.
And he watches it.
I watches
and
it.
He watches it.
I watch it 17 times.
And he watches it. And then he says, Hannah, come see this. And it's like, I've just listened to it 17 times.
Yeah. So is what I get. It's, yeah. And Don Fuller said, there's Thomas Steenberg in it. Yes. And Bill Miller, which is right next to him there in the picture. Mm-hmm. Bill's since passed away, but Bill and I is actually, I never met him, but he and I exchanged emails quite often because I was always asking him questions. And he's the one that turned me on to my favorite book I talked about last week. So there's that. So there's this video, and the second one on the list is this video. It's called Sasquatch Among Wild Men. Now, to be honest with you, this video and that video are the same video.
However,
what they did is they remixed it, and it's like the director's cut, and they added extra scenes of other people that they didn't add in the first one.
Our buddy Shane is in there.
Yeah, Shane's in it. Our buddy Shane. Yep. Corson. So yeah, we've hanged out. We got to hang out with him a couple times.
We like
and Shane owes me.
Shane owes you an appearance at our festival.
Yeah, he does. Because I filled in for an appearance for him last year. So there's that. But anyway, so this one here is like the other one. I watch them both because there's some things cut out of the first one that or some things they cut out of this one that they put in the first one, and then there's stuff they added to this one that they didn't have in the first one. Like I said, it's kind of a remix of the first video.
It kind of brought it into the 21st century.
Yeah, updated it a little bit. And so those two, There's a lot of really good information, a lot of great interviews in there.
Jeff Meldrum is looking like a wild man there.
I don't know what they did with that picture, but yeah.
Well, you know.
So there's that.
Hey, while we're talking about this, if you have a favorite Bigfoot documentary, that does not include Harry and the Hendersons. Just saying.
Yeah, we're not talking about movies.
Although that last
clip is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So throw those into the chat because we want to know what you guys are watching too.
Yeah, so there's that. And so the next one I'm going to talk about is actually kind of a little mini series. I think there's 6 episodes in this one, and it's called Chasing Bigfoot: The Quest for Truth. What's great about this is they have a lot of interviews with Bigfooters talking about, and they talk about their sightings, their interactions, and they also talk about what they do when they go to the woods. And it's not just the Pacific Northwest. That's the great thing about this one here. This whole series has a whole bunch of really good interviews with Bigfooters from around the country. What are you doing?
I can't see through my glasses. Where'd you put the stuff?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Seriously, can't see. Keep talking.
So anyway,
just keep talking.
This is a great, and it's a series. I think there's 6 episodes in this. Yeah, just go ahead and Google it. It's called Chasing Bigfoot: The Quest for Truth.
I'll do one better. Since I didn't send them an email this week, I'll do the same thing.
We'll send we'll send out an email with a link to all these things.
Okay. And please remember, if we're linking you to Amazon, make a purchase. That'd be helpful. So helpful.
All right. So before we go on, I want to talk about what's coming up. So where did he go? All right, I lose everything.
Passing it.
Okay, so while we're here in Texas, we got together with some of our Bigfooting buddies, and
we are getting together. We have not gotten together.
Well, we've made plans with some of our Bigfooting buddies to get together. How's that?
There you go.
There we go.
We have planned to meet up.
We have planned to meet up in Texas. So I want to give you guys a heads up. If you're in the Texas area, or Texas is a big state.
If you're in
Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Well, we've got people coming down from Oklahoma and
too.
Arkansas. So
yeah. So anyway, so at the Thousand Trails Lake Tawakoni RV campground, it's in a little town called Point, Texas, which is just east of Dallas, basically a little ways by Lake Tawakoni. We're going to have what we're calling a Bigfoot enthusiast gathering. What it is just a bunch of us Bigfooters and a bunch of Texas Bigfooters getting together, and we're just going to sit around. I might do a little presentation, but mostly we're just going to be shooting the breeze, basically.
Talking Bigfoot,
sharing stories and whatnot, just doing it.
And we are opening this up to people in the campground,
right?
Who want to learn about Bigfoot. So it's like a mini Beachfoot.
A mini Beachfoot, yeah, we can put it that way. So I know for a fact that we have. I know who's coming for sure. We've got the Squatch and Cowboy, Joe Pass, and I know Keith Crabtree. If you're familiar with,
hey, Travis Crabtree,
yeah,
that one,
yeah, the world famous Legend of Boggy Creek monster. Keith Crabtree is, of course, the Crabtree family is famous for the Falk monsters, and he actually played the Bigfoot. He was the guy in the costume
in the
docudrama Legend of Boggy Creek. So, and I'm 6'3" and I look up to him. So he's a big dude. He's what, 6'8", something like that. I mean, a tall guy. Anyway.
Okay, so we've got a couple. Well, let's go through our list and then we'll see what other people have had to say.
Okay. All right. So there's that. So we were on. What were we on?
You talked about chasing Bigfoot.
Okay, we're on the 6-part one. There's, like I said, you're not going to agree with everything on these. I'm sure I don't agree with everything.
Their own.
I don't agree with everything that's said in all these either. Just remember that. But there are nuggets that you can pull out of all these. So of course, the next one is Legend Meets Science. That's a standard back, that was put out quite a while ago. It's pretty cool. It's of course it's just an
a movie adaptation of the book.
If I can speak English, it's a great video, and number 2 is coming out soon. They're shooting it right now, as a matter of fact.
It's been shot. It was released.
No.
Last month. No.
It wasn't.
It was released last month.
Was
it? Yes.
I don't think so.
It was released last month. Flash of Beauty Paranormal was released last month.
Yes.
And it is available. I think it's available on Tubi.
Right. So speaking of Flash of Beauty, that's the next one on my list. And I noticed some people had already mentioned that one.
You know what? We got our differences with Brett and Jill. They're young. Their politics don't necessarily agree with ours. But I tell you what, as movie makers, they make some beautiful movies.
They do.
And
yeah, we met Brett and Jill a year ago. Was it about a year ago in Yakima?
Yes.
With Toby?
Yes. Yep. They are just phenomenal movie makers. So Brett, Jill, if you're listening, we'll forgive you your politics, but because your movies, I mean, your cinematic artistry is unmatchable. These are, if you have not seen a flash, these 2 films are as beautiful as their title indicates. And I really loved number 2, the paranormal, because it was just outstanding. So I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
What is PIR?
No.
What?
That wasn't it. It was me smashing a bug on the screen.
Oh, you smashed a bug on the screen. Oh my gosh.
So, I got all these little no-see-ums. By the way, it was 80 some odd degrees here in Texas today.
And extremely humid. At least as humid
70. I looked at our thing, and there's 75% humidity.
It's like you could I woke up and it was like sitting up in bed. It was like sitting up in a pool.
Yeah.
But I am loving I'm getting a nice little tan.
Yeah.
So I won't argue too much. I'll just turn on the dehumidifier. Okay.
So okay. I'm trying to
pace this
a little bit. So we're about 20 minutes in.
Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Yep.
Speaking of pizza, he had a pizza yesterday that was absolutely phenomenal. There aren't a whole lot of restaurants here in town, and yesterday there was another night. It's like I can't cook tonight, just too much. So while I didn't eat the pizza because I don't do that, I had a salad. I did have a bite of his barbecue pizza toppings, and it was like, whoa, you can get some good pizza in Whitney, Texas. Wait until summer for what? People are assuming we're going to live here in the summer. That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's when we do hightail it back up to the Pacific Northwest or New England or something.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'll tell you where we're going to be. In February, we got to go back to Eugene, and it's going to be cold in Eugene, Oregon in February.
Let us have our warm time.
Yeah. And so we're going to be at the Eugene Boat and Sportsman Show in Eugene in the first weekend in February. Second weekend in February, we're going to be at the outdoor show in Roseburg. Third weekend, fourth
weekend.
weekend in February, we're going to be in Medford, Oregon. The first weekend of March will be in Anderson, California.
And the third weekend of March, we will be in Klamath
Falls,
Oregon. And then we're going to take a lovely, well-deserved break, tooling up the Oregon and Washington coasts until Memorial Day weekend, when we will be guesting at Sasquatch Days in Forks. And then we will head east back to Medellin Falls for their Bigfoot Festival. And then please converge on Baker City, Oregon, because June 22nd and 23rd will be the third annual Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest. And then a month later, we will be in Glide for their Sasquatch Festival, Big Feet, Bigger Party.
Oh, wait, we got it. We actually have their commercial.
We do. Is it the new commercial?
Yep. Here we
well,
go.
Play. All right, that is a great festival. We were supposed to go to the festival in Oak Ridge, but they had to schedule at the same time, and we were already booked in Glide. So our apologies to Oak Ridge, and I've said 2025, put us on the calendar. And then after Glide, go back to our calendar. I don't know dates. Back to our calendar. After Glide, we are going to be hightailing it clear across the country to Maine. So Dale and Denise, if you're listening, while we're there for a wedding, let's see if we can put some kind of Bigfooty something or other together. Donna, or we could do one in Millinocket too again.
Yeah.
At the sawmill, our favorite place.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then after New England for the wedding and whatever happens there, we are going to race back to New Mexico for the very first annual Cloudcroft Bigfoot Fest in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. And if you saw yesterday's,
yeah.
If you saw yesterday's Terrific Tuesday video, you will know exactly why we're going back, because you saw the Bigfoot experience Bigfoot experience. That is actually, I think, is opening this month, and we're going to go and see the open thing in December, and we will be filming it much more in depth.
Yep.
And completely. So, but they have the owners of that really want to do a Bigfoot festival, and they have asked us to help them put it together. So that's what we will be doing this year.
So there's that. Yeah. And
please don't schedule anything more for us.
So, but we're actually the video that's dropping Friday is us going out in the woods with those folks. They're not just owning a Bigfoot
business. They are dedicated Bigfooters.
Yeah.
They are truly invested in the reality of the creature.
So yay.
And better people you've never met. They are really awesome people.
People. Yeah, and while they're putting this together, I mean, she calls me every once in a while and like, what do I do?
How do I do this? Ooh, ooh. She's so cute. She's adorable.
Yeah. So there's that. So anyway, Scott Goebel said that he was in Glide with us last year, and it's a fun festival. So put those on your dates. I mean, go back and screenshot the slide.
And by the way, there is power in numbers. So whatever things we're going to be at. If y'all come out in mass wearing your Squatch America shirts, it makes us look a lot bigger than we really are. And it will encourage people to like, subscribe, and follow. Speaking of which, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with everyone you know. We have top 2,600 subscribers. So we are only, that means I think as of right now, we are only 2,397 away from 5,000.
There we go.
We're over halfway there.
All the math in her head. So anyway, well, I see Joe's in the chat now. Hey Joe, we're going to see you in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So excited. So like I said, we're going out this weekend, and there's something else I want. Oh, Scott Goebel.
We've got something for you.
We've got something for you. I need to see if the guy emailed me back today, but if not, we might have a report that I need you to go check out.
Right in your area.
Right in your area. Okay. So there's that. So moving right along, where were we?
You're at the next movie.
We're at the Flash of Beauty. Now we're going to move south. One of my favorite.
Oh, he loves this so much.
Videos, and this is an older video. In fact, none of the people in this video look like this anymore. They were all young in here, and now they're old. I mean, I don't know what the year was. 2007. Yeah, so it's been a while since this came out. But it's called Southern Fried Bigfoot. It's one of the most interesting and great interviews with these people in this. It's one of my favorite talking about Southern Bigfoots.
We were talking yesterday to the guys we were interviewing, and they said this 81-year-old gentleman was saying how he would not go back out there because those things would kill him. And they were commenting about how mean the Bigfoot were here, and they said, I don't blame them for being mean. It's hot, and water's hard to come by, and we're all mean down here.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always said. You hear, I mean, it's pretty consistent. You know, like the tribes up north in the Northwest talk about Bigfoot being benevolent big brother. You get down here and it's all monster, monster, monster. It's like, well, if you were just fighting for your survival in the swamps and you got alligators and things that'll kill you, and yeah, I'd be grumpy too.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit of humidity makes me cranky, for crying out loud. So
that's it.
It's the humidity.
It's the humidity.
They know it's like causing bad hair days. So.
All right. So moving right along, the next one I want to talk about is actually there's a series of 3 videos, and they're all made by the same people. This is called The Beast of Whitehall, the Abear Road Incident, and it talks about, this is in, I think, Ohio? No, New York.
New York, Whitehall, New York.
Whitehall, New York.
It's part of that whole triangle area, isn't it? Like the Bennington Triangle area.
Yeah. So this is great interviews, and this was a sighting that was cited by police officers on duty working. So it's a pretty interesting story.
Scott is throwing me under the bus.
What?
Because I said a little bit of humidity makes me cranky, and then he said cold makes you cranky. Okay, so anything out of my narrow window of temperature tolerance makes me cranky. It's true. I'll own it.
Okay, so there's this video, The Beast of Whitehall. That's Whitehall, New York, a famous incident. In fact, I think they have a festival every year.
They do.
So, and then The Boggy Creek Monster, The Truth Behind the Legend, was also a very good documentary. It's not the best Boggy Creek documentary. That one's on the list here coming up, but it's a good one. Of course, talking about the Fouke Monster and Fouke, Arkansas, Boggy Creek. The Sulphur River bottoms, where we've been actually.
Don't know if we'll have time to go back.
Right. So this, and then this one's the Minerva Monster. This is a story that's out of Ohio. If you're not familiar with the Minerva Monsters, so you got one. This is in the east in Ohio. I can't remember exactly where Minerva, Ohio is exactly in Ohio, but this is a story about a family who's had multiple incidences at their home. So it's a pretty good documentary. So all these were put out by the same group, and we're going to get to that in a minute. So when I was talking about the best one from Boggy Creek, it's called Beyond Boggy Creek: In Search of the Southern Sasquatch by Lyle Blackburn.
Hey Joe, can you get Lyle to come to our little gathering?
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. So if anybody knows stuff about the Fouke Monster, is Lyle, because he spent ages interviewing people, talking to them, investigating this whole Boggy Creek thing. It was like his passion for a long time. So this is one of the better documentaries, I think, if you want to talk about Boggy Creek, is this one.
I am feeling an incredible need to defend myself against Mr. Goebel.
Don't.
Yes. Okay. So Scott, you caught me at a massive disadvantage because it wasn't dry camping that was the issue. It was that I was massively broken out in a weird case of hives and I was miserable. So here's what makes me cranky. Hives. Hives makes me cranky. And I just wanted to hole up, and it would have been a lot between that and having to work every day.
But he said
I was
okay,
a trooper.
you trooper dry camping with us.
I was a trooper, and it was dry. Dry camping does not bother me because we got everything to connect anyway.
Yeah.
But anywho, so and then the door broke and I was locked in the camper while you guys were gone.
That's a story for another time. But anyway,
the truck wouldn't start.
Yep.
And there were ghost trains.
And there were ghosts. Yeah, that was a great weekend.
It was a fun week.
A fun week. Fun week. So anyway, what I want to talk about is those 3 videos I talked about is some of my favorite YouTubers. If you want to watch on YouTube, this is the best channel.
Yes.
About Bigfoot.
Like, subscribe, share it to death.
Okay. No.
Yes.
Okay. No, but one of the best YouTube channels actually.
Yes.
Is this one.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know about it, but
Alexander Petikoff.
We've had Alexander on our show before. We've interviewed him and a couple other guys from
what's his name? I know him and his girlfriend.
Yeah. Anyway,
he's gonna kill me.
I know, but anyway, so
the whole crew, the whole small town crew
is awesome. And their cinematography, their editing, their videos,
storytelling skills,
their storytelling. I mean, the whole thing is just phenomenal. And they actually go out in the woods, do the research, and film the whole thing.
I would say that on an apples to apples, they are in the YouTube world. They are comparable to the Flash of Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Just
with their video skills. Yeah, and their storytelling and their interviews and filming people with interviews is phenomenal. So they're what I wish to be someday.
You want to grow up and be them?
I want to grow up and be them. But yes. they have, but the difference is they also have a crew that they can take into the woods.
They got this.
Yeah, because they made those 3 these 3 documentaries. If you look at them, the cover art's pretty close. These were all made by Small Town Monsters. So
anyway.
So if you want to watch somebody on YouTube, that's a great one.
Yeah. By the way, good evening, Charles and Janice. So good of you to join us.
Hi. So did anybody put in chat what their favorites are?
Yes, we've got Flash of Beauty. We've got Legend Meets Science.
We talked about those ones.
The Cascade Encounter on YouTube was not bad.
Okay, the Cascade Encounter on YouTube. I'll have to look that one up. That's one I haven't seen. See, now I'm learning stuff from y'all.
Yeah.
So anyone we didn't mention other than that?
No, I think.
So there's something I wanted to talk about.
Donna had a suggestion for future topics. We're totally changing the topic. Bigfoot tree structures and their correlation with local Indian tree markers.
Interesting.
Tell us more sometime.
Yeah. Message me and we'll talk or call me.
Charles M. Yeah. So there are some comedy channels out there.
Yeah.
And he also said Sylvanic. I don't know what Sylvanic Bigfoot is.
I don't know either.
But he went LOL, so it must also be another comedy channel.
It must be.
Okay.
So let's do our
final two are not documentaries.
I know. So let's do our commercial real quick.
Oh, the commercial. Guys, you need better internet. It's true.
Uh-huh.
As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount code below, so join us and have internet access on the go.
Alrighty. So, yeah, Janice says she likes small town monsters. I mean, they're phenomenal. Like I said, we've interviewed. In fact, this is a funny thing. We came this close.
We've twice.
We've
passed on research trips, and it's like sometimes by a few. Hey guys, we're here. Oh, we just left there 3 hours ago.
Yeah, exactly. We had literally had that happen to us in Maine. We were like, "Hey,
we've got a friend. We just left."
Yeah,
and they had to go to another filming site.
Yeah. So, yeah, Charles M says.
I know. I said comedy.
I agree with that completely.
All right.
So our last two are not documentaries. They're movies. But I think they're classics, and they're the two that I absolutely love. And of course, you know, one of them's got to be The Legend of Boggy Creek. And the other one is called, I'm pressing the wrong button.
It's called I'm pressing the wrong button?
Yep, it's called Sasquatch.
The Legend of
Bigfoot.
Isn't that kind of a horror?
It is. It's a comedy in places. It's kind of a horror.
Is it a Mel Brooks type movie? Is it that kind of?
No, it was done more seriously, but there's funny parts in it.
Oh, okay.
But it's like old cheesy, and it's kind of cool. It's Charles M says it is.
No, he's talking about the one above.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This one here, actually not your typical Bigfoot movie. I have seen that one. It's been a while, so thanks for bringing that back. I'm gonna have to watch that again. I do remember it.
Guess what we'll be watching when we sign off here? Because I know how he rolls. So we've got Sasquatch, the Legend of Bigfoot, and of course the very famous Legend of Boggy Creek. And if you join us at the Thousand Trails Lake Tawakoni Campground in Point, Texas on December 16th, you will be able to meet the man in the costume, Keith Crabtree. Little known fact about Keith Crabtree, except among those who don't know and love and adore him, is that he makes the best beef jerky ever.
Right. Yeah, he gave us some of his jerky when we
He
met
did
him.
not give us some of his jerky. I bought some of his jerky. Let's be honest. It's hey, it was well worth $7.
It was
Awesome beef jerky. So
mm-hmm. So come see us, Point, Texas. Actually, it's closer. Believe it, I don't know why the address is in Point, because I think they're closer to Emory, mile wise, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the Thousand Trails at Lake Tawakoni.
yes, Janice, you better buy your plane ticket.
There you go.
Fly into Dallas.
Fly into Dallas.
All right, so you finished your PowerPoint with only 20 minutes to go.
Yay! So now we
short form content is more popular.
Yeah. So what's coming up? We talked about the thing in Point coming up. This weekend we are going to be going out and doing some squatching with a local from here in Whitney, who had a sighting. To relay part of his story, I don't want to give everything away, but he had a interaction, and then he was telling his uncle about it, and then his uncle told him not to go back into the woods for reasons, being very vague about it. And he said, well, is there hogs, or is there
where was it, Bigfoot?
And then when he said, what was it, Bigfoot, and his uncle looked at him like yeah. So anyway, so we're going to be interviewing the uncle and getting that on his story, and then
spending the night.
And we're going to be spending the night out there in the woods where this happened. So. I know, it's like finding Bigfoot. We're not spending a week there. We're spending a night because of time, but because we had to extend our stay here for a week just to be able to do that. So there's that. We're going to be going to Lake Texoma for 2 weeks. And if you're in that area, hit us up.
I do believe we're going to go hear Chad Prather in person while we're there.
Yeah, and then we're going to be going to Lake Tawakoni. So there's that. Any questions, comments, anything in the chat? Let us know.
Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking, which means he's going to keep kicking me under the desk. He's so cute.
So any of those,
when we were interviewing with the local news reporter yesterday, who was, I think, 12.
Yeah, gosh.
I said we are known in the Bigfoot world as the Ricky and Lucy of the Bigfoot world, and he laughed and nodded, and I could tell he has no idea who Ricky and Lucy are. How did we meet? How did y'all meet?
Oh my God.
Us?
Oh wait, that's the wrong button.
Like us?
I think that's. Do you mean like us meeting, or how did we meet the guy in Texas? If it's the guy in Texas, it's because of our truck. People see it.
I think he wants to know how we met.
How we met. It's a long story from a galaxy far, far away. Okay, so Ben says if we're looking for people to follow up on stuff in the Tillamook area, he's our man. You already are our man, dude. So, in fact, let me ask you a question, Ben. How far are you from Oak Ridge? I think it's outside of Eugene. I don't know how far Tillamook is from Eugene.
Don't look at me. Tillamook, it's probably 2 hours. How did we all meet and fall in love?
Who said we're in love? No,
I had to be convinced. Let's just say that.
Oh, come on.
Oh, do we really want to tell this story on air and like put it out there for the
Yeah,
whole
sure.
world?
Go ahead. You got 5 minutes. Go.
Once upon a time, there was how old was I? I was 26 years old and I was sick of dating because I couldn't find a guy out there that I could put up with for more than about 5 minutes because I was smarter than all of them. It's true. And so I decided to give up on dating altogether. So I'm done. I've got cats. And by the way, I am a professional musician by trade. And I had 2 piano studios in the Columbia River Gorge, and I had a house and a church community and all those things. And then one day, a friend of mine invited me to go to a youth pastors retreat. Guess what? Both of us were pastors at one point in time. So she invited me to come to a youth pastors retreat and lead their music. And I said, okay. And then later on, I thought better of it. And I thought, I really don't want to go to this thing. There are 1,014 things I'd rather do than go to this youth pastors retreat. And oh no, he remembers. And so I made a little deal with God like a week before the retreat when a friend hadn't given me any information about it. I said, here's the deal, God. If I don't hear from her by 3 p.m. on Wednesday, 2 days before the retreat, if I don't hear from her 3 p.m. on Wednesday, I'm just not going to show up. Well, at 2:55 p.m. on Wednesday, the local office store called me and said I'd received a fax. By the way, this was in 1997.
Yeah.
I'd received a fax from, guess who? My friend who was in charge of the youth pastors retreat. So I was kind of on the hook. And at that time, I really thought that, well, anyway, so I figured, well, I made a deal with God. I better go to this retreat. And so I went to the retreat. And at the same time, while I was trying to get out of going to this retreat,
I was trying to get out of going to this retreat.
So tell your side of the story.
No,
yes.
I just didn't want to go.
And why did you have to go?
Because I was forced to.
By whom?
The pastor of the church I was in.
Yeah, he was the youth pastor at his church. And so both of us wound up going to this retreat that neither of us really wanted to go to. And that's where we met.
Yeah, because we were the only 2 single people there.
We were the only 2 single people there. So when they were splitting up into teams to do this, that, the other thing, everyone was teaming up with their spouses and we were kind of stuck together.
And then she never left.
Actually, do you want the truth? He wrote to me first.
No, you wrote to me first.
He wrote to me first. In fact,
the letters passed in the mail.
Yeah, it got to me the day after I mailed mine. Anyway, so long story short, we were engaged 4 months late. We were engaged 2 months after we met, and then got married 2 months after that. Eloped to the courthouse because neither one of us could stomach the thought of putting a wedding together, and I would highly not recommend doing it that way, but we are still together 26 and a half years later.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
By hook or by crook.
By hook or by crook. Okay, I think Ben said he's a little over 3 hours away. So Ben, I'm waiting for an email back from the people who sent the report in. I haven't heard anything from them. I'll just send you the information and maybe you can get a hold of them. They haven't emailed me back. All I got is an email address. So there was a recent sighting in Oak Ridge. And then Scott Goebel, we just had a recent footprint find
in outside of Grants Pass.
Outside of Grants Pass. Well, actually, kind of between.
Here, it's outside of Grants Pass. He said.
Was it?
It's in the Grants Pass area.
Fort Klamath, if you know where that's at, dude. Okay.
Michelle is laughing at us. Donna says it's fate. Charles said wild. Yeah, that is accurate. Wild. God wanted us to meet. God has got a sense of humor that's painful sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So Donna looks like she's going to a something. I saw that. Where'd it go? This one.
She's going to Leominster, Massachusetts for the Greater New England UFO and Bigfoot Conference. Yes, please take pictures. I have heard of that. Why do people lump UFOs and Bigfoots together?
I don't know. I wish they wouldn't, but it happens. It happens a lot. Luckily, we haven't been to a Bigfoot UFO combo thing.
No, that's actually what they tried to do with the Oregon Bigfoot Festival, and it ruined it.
Yeah.
Janice lives 40 miles east of Tillamook. Janice
and Ben can go squatching. Okay.
You know, I'm not real thrilled with the whole UFO Bigfoot connection. Here's why. The other thing that UFOs are connected with are very invasive, abusive things against humans. So the whole transitive property from algebra, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mike,
Charles said they should actually make a movie about y'all. What would that be rated?
It wouldn't sell.
We're like Hallmark gone bad. Well, Hallmark has gone bad. We're like Lifetime gone bad. They're bad too.
So
I don't know. We're like Archie. We're like an Archie comic book. That's it. They should do an Archie. Well, right. Even Archie went bad. What was that?
So speaking of movies, that kind of rings a bell in my head. We are sitting on a Bigfoot script right now.
Be quiet. Just be quiet. Shh. Shh.
Should we make a movie in the Northwest next summer?
We're not going to be there long enough.
I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
Bigfoot abduction. No kidding.
There we go.
The guy in Pennsylvania started. Okay. The connection. Some guy in Pennsylvania started that connection
between Bigfoot and.
Janice says yes. Here's the thing. Here's the problem I have with announcing all of our plans. If we announce, yes, we're going to go do this next summer, and then something happens, it gets in the way. Like we've got so our 2 months free time, the weather's not right to film a movie up there.
It's not. And
we've got a wedding to go to. And if we back out of that wedding, we are going to be disavowed and probably dismembered. Yeah. They will hunt us down.
So.
Yeah, Charles says, I gotta live with this guy, so stop it. No, your editing skills are on par with these other Bigfoot movies. I totally watch it.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, it's because I have a secret background. A lot of people don't know my first college degree and stuff was in theater and directing and movies, and
he is really good.
I have directed hundreds and hundreds of live theater plays. I have not directed a movie in my life, but I've directed a lot of live theater plays, and I've done camera work for a couple different studios. That was a cameraman for a while. So, and I had a video editing studio that I did video editing for other big name studios.
You want to know what his biggest claim to fame is? Country crock.
All right, if you remember those
country crock commercials with the hands,
with the two hands, where you're only seeing the two hands, that was me. That was my production company.
He did one of them for a contest because they were looking for their last hand commercial, and he got first place was like $10,000 and a trip to the studio, and they filmed your commercial for public viewing, and second place got a country crock cookie jar. Guess what finally broke in our kitchen before we moved to the camper? Yeah, we got second place. But it was his claim to fame that he did a country crock commercial.
Yeah, I did a country crock commercial.
Yeah. It all started with our, no, actually it did not start with our town. It started with your good man, Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Elgin Elementary School. It was the first time I was on stage.
So I heard something today.
Janice said she's available. We do need extras for our movie.
So maybe you guys can help us be creative, because I heard something today and it was a good reminder. Never ever present a problem without a solution. Never bring up a problem if you don't have a solution for it. So we do have a challenge with this. And maybe y'all can come up with creative solutions to finding movie making capital, knowing that every time we try to GoFundMe, it's gone nowhere.
Yeah.
And so that means day jobs have to happen. And with day jobs happening, you can't always just go and take 3 months off to film something.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I already have probably all the equipment to shoot it I need. You wouldn't think, to do a proper movie. Another thing is the script I have. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. The script I have.
It's awesome.
Is awesome. It's actually a book, a memoir, basically. A gentleman wrote in the 1960s and 70s about his Bigfoot adventures in the Blue Mountains, and him and his wife and their encounter. And it was never published. It was never put out. He never shared it with anybody. It was a handwritten story that he had wrote on legal paper, and he sent it to his sister in the 90s, I think it would have been. Anyway, and she typed it up on a typewriter for him. And he recently, 2, 3, 4 years ago, passed away. Well, his sister, who typed it up for him,
who has now since passed
away, was a good friend of mine. She worked in theater with me, and she knew I was into the Bigfoot stuff, and she handed me his typed up script, or his story. And since then, I have a daughter. Okay, I have a girl that I basically became her dad because she didn't have one, and she used to work for us. Anyway, she is a writer. She's got her degree in writing. She's actually a journalist for a newspaper now. I gave her that script. The book, she rewrote it into a script for me. So now I have the script, the first edit of the script. And I want to make it into the movie. I actually have the lead actor and lead actress already, because the people I know in the theater community, I have 2 hang up actors and actor and actresses for this show. Highly skilled, both of them. So we want to shoot it probably in the Blue Mountains, where it was actually written about. But it doesn't have to be there, just some forest generic if we had to. But it talks about they were living in the Dalles at the time, and they were driving over to Pendleton to go to the Blue Mountains to do Bigfooting. Oh, that's the story of where this came from. I did get permission from his sister and his widow. So to go ahead and make it into a movie. So there's that. So nobody's seen the script. Nobody knew about this guy. Nobody knew about their encounters. There is references in the book where he had actually talked to Grover Krantz about his sighting, and I think Dr. Meldrum too. But this would have been back in the 80s.
By the way, thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. We got to do the thank you thing. For that super chat, Terry.
All right, guess what? It's the top of the hour.
It's the top of the hour. So anyway, so if you guys have any ideas about
funding for movie making, literally, we've put up GoFundMe's and what's that other one? Kickstarters, and they just go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charles said Doug Hijack but that's Doug Hijack. So
it's like it's there's true, and this is the whole law of attraction. You've got to have to attract, and so once you've really made your inroads into that, it's easy to attract money to that. But
right. And I like what Donna just said.
Make money needed for it. No, we have. We've tried that. Let me tell you what, that rooftop tent, it's like 1,000 people giving $1 would be great. Crickets. Chirp,
Yeah,
chirp, chirp, chirp. So, anyway, and and our point is not to whine and cry. It's like, let's get creative. Let's get creative. Scott, guess what? We've got someone who plays Squatch.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so,
Scott said, and Scott's pretty tall.
Scott is pretty tall.
Okay, so we're not going to have like this fancy Bigfoot costume.
Actually, in this, it's weird.
It's in this.
Never seen, right?
We wrote it so the Bigfoot's
never seen.
Only, well, he's seen like in the Legend of Boggy Creek scene, and like there's a shadow moving in the background, kind of stuff. And it's got to be a female Sasquatch too, by the way. That's the way the story goes. To be honest it's kind of, I'm not going to give it away. Never mind.
It is really, really hard for him to keep a secret.
I know it is. And this story is phenomenal, what they did.
So stop and let's close off. If any of you know a secret millionaire that would love to invest, just hook us up. We're good. Yeah, like Alfred Hitchcock. Yes, he's the most famous silhouette ever.
Yes, that's it.
That's
Maybe
right.
we'll just use Alfred Hitchcock silhouettes in the woods.
That'd be funny. All right. So guys, just please remember, amidst all the laughter and the goofiness and the silliness, our job is to
oh, wrong button. Where'd it go?
Our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So thank you for liking, subscribing, for putting up with our antics. We will see you next week. And until that time, you keep watching and
we'll keep squatching.
Bye.
And go out and find Bigfoot. Oh, I'm not in pushing the button yet either.